fly ball, deep left center. There it goes. See ya! Home run number 661 for Alex Rodriguez. That breaks the tie with Willie Mays. Alex now stands alone in 4th place on baseball's all-time home run list.
It's been quite a journey here the last few years, and I promised myself that I would come out and enjoy every moment. And, the way the fans have allowed me to come back and play baseball, the way I repay them is, by working hard, by playing hard, and trying to help our team win. A year ago today, I never thought that I would ever get a current call or, be hitting in the middle of the lineup for the New York Yankees, helping our team win. Or when I started playing baseball at the Boys and Girls Club in Miami when I was 9 years old. So I wish my father was around to see this moment.
Alex Rodriguez passed Willie Mays for 4th on the all-time home run list while helping the Yankees earn a victory against division rival. A-Rod hit his 661st home run in a 4-3 win over the Baltimore Orioles. The solo blast came off of Chris Tillman in the 3rd inning. A-Rod missed all of 2014, as he just mentioned there, for PED use in a major battle with the Yankees. So the celebration was seemingly subdued by the team, the fans, and as you can see there, A-Rod. So, Stephen A., we wonder, as a fan, perhaps you're more invested. Do you feel good about this?
Well, I think the best way to answer the question, Kerry and Skip, is that I don't feel bad about it. He got a curtain call. There was a loud ovation. It certainly wasn't the way it would have been had that been Derek Jeter who had hit the home run or had been in that position, because the players would have stormed out of the dugout and everybody would have congratulated him and the game would have been stopped and all of that other stuff. This was devoid of that kind of celebration, because we're talking about Alex Rodriguez, or a serial cheater. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Having said all of that, you don't wish him bad. He's a human being. People make mistakes. He's made plenty of them. Eventually, albeit forced to do so, he owned up to it, paid his penance, and now we move on. And so what you're trying to do is the Yankees are in 1st place. They're 2nd in the American League in home runs. He's 2nd on the team in home runs behind Mark Teixeira. Teixeira's got 10. He's got 7. He's only batting about .245, which is what the expectation was for him to do this year. You just look at it and you just say, you find yourself as a Yankee fan, okay, we're winning baseball games. He's making a contribution. We're happy about that. To give him the curtain call, okay, you're there. He did it. You want to acknowledge it, because you'd like to believe not every one of those 661 home runs or whatever it is came by default, that some of them were legit. But in the end, it's impossible to be euphoric about it or him. You can acknowledge it. You can respect him. You can move on. But it's hard to get giddy about it, because there's nothing to be giddy about unless you're Alex Rodriguez. He should be giddy. The fact that he receives cheers at all, he should be giddy. The fact that he's in a New York Yankees uniform, he should be giddy. The fact that he hasn't been banned for life from baseball, he should be giddy. After what he tried to do to Bud Selig and Rob Manfred and even the Major League Baseball Players Association, the list goes on and on. But if you're a fan, you appreciate the fact that he's helping the Yankees win games, and there's nothing you can do to change the past. And we're constantly talking about people pay their penance, pay their debt to society. Let's move on. He clearly has paid. We move on. But you're not going to be giddy about it. You're just going to applaud the fact that he's doing the job. But that's all you can do. That's all he'll get from me.
So what's your bottom line emotion this morning?
Congratulations.
Without a lot of emotion.
There you go.
Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. When they had the break into the coverage last night, the update, he almost did it in his previous at-bat, and then he did it in his second at-bat. I know I'm not probably supposed to say this, but, man, I applauded. Not that I stood up and applauded, but this is an awesome achievement, PEDs or not. I have said many times on this show, this is the biggest phony that's ever come down the sports pike. This is a pathetic individual. But you know and I know, Mr. Smith, that it still takes rare hand-eye coordination, heck, rare athletic ability, to generate the power, PEDs powered or not, but just the natural power to be capable of hitting 661 home runs. I know a lot of people think it taints the pantheon that he has now passed Willie. Next up is Babe, and then Hank, and then Barry, and Alex Rodriguez is in that mix. I get that, and I have a lot of that in me too. But there was a part of me last night, I had this fleeting feeling of, man, that's spectacular. 661 times this man has driven a baseball out of a ballpark. It's just hard to do, PEDs or not. You and I have gone back and forth about the greatest player I ever saw, Barry Bonds. Was he powered by PEDs from the late 90s forward? I assume he was. I don't know that for a fact. Whatever. Yeah, I assume he was. But this is the greatest player I ever saw. He was a Hall of Famer. Barry was before PED use. 8 Gold Gloves. We can go on and on. But obviously he had that leap that one year from 49 home runs to 73 home runs in 1 year. Well, that was the PEDs speaking loudly. But still, the 49 home runs, that's hard to do without PEDs. Some people think he was already starting to use them at that point. But whatever. It's hard to hit a baseball consistently the way Barry Bonds did. And it got to the point, as you well know, in that 2001 and 2002 seasons when I was there covering the games, but I'm watching every at-bat with Barry Bonds thinking, this is going to go out. He's going to hit this ball hard somewhere, and it's either going to hit the wall or go over the wall. So that's hard to do. That's why I don't take anything away from Barry Bonds, and a lot of people condemn him. But Alex Rodriguez, I want to just say congratulations to you to put bat on baseball enough times to go 661.
Yeah, but you're talking, Skip, as if the feelings that I have are because he used PEDs. I've been on the record saying the thing that ticked me off about his PED use is why the hell did you stop in September? How come you didn't continue into those Octobers?
That's your Yankee
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a Yankee fan. If you're gonna cheat all the way.
Yep.
That's not my not my issue with Alex Rodriguez. No more than it was my issue with Ryan Braun. My issue was their willingness to hurt other people to perpetuate their lives. That is my problem with them. There seemed to be no depth to which they would stoop in order to protect themselves.
I got it.
And this is after. If you're Ryan Braun and you got busted, Skip, you were going to get suspended. But after the suspension, you still have more than $100 million coming. If you were Alex Rodriguez, you were going to get suspended. But after you got suspended, you're in the midst of a $275 million contract. You still were going to come back and get most of it. These guys were not going to go broke. Now, if you got all your money at stake, that makes sense to me. But when you're making as much money as they're making, and you know that the money is still going to be there after the suspension is up, to go to those lengths, to hurt other people who don't have the luxury of being in that kind of position, to me is what makes them bad. That's it. It's not the PED use. I'm not, listen, you got some people that don't care. They like, look, I didn't mind the steroids era as well at all. We love seeing those home runs get smacked at the park. I'm not going to go that far, but that's not the issue with me. It's their behavior with the cover-up. It's not the PED use.
Okay, so deep down, you wish he hadn't passed Willie Mays last night.
Deep down, I don't care.
Okay.
I just don't care.
I feel like everyone had his sentiment. It was like, blah, congratulations. Except for you.
Well, I don't know.
You were happy.
I'm trying to be objective as I always am on this show.
You are often objective. Stephen A., he's not objective. He doesn't.
Whatever.
I know. Speaking of objective, let's go to the topic you're most objective on. Objective on.
1,000% objectivity.
Objectivity, maybe not. Mayweather says Manny is a coward. Skip says he's objective. I don't know who's telling the truth here. Why is that? We talk about it after the break. We'll be right back.